Today is November 30th, 2025, and it is the last day of my video every day of November for 2025. And I'll do a quick debrief of it. Honestly, when I started doing these videos, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. And to be honest, I still not sure. I just go about my day and record anything that maybe anything slightly interesting. But I think the idea of having something to do to record stuff inspired me to record more things that go on in my life, whether they're menial tasks or just something interesting, unique. And I think it also kind of helped me appreciate just talking and sort of expressing my emotions and my day-to-day. And I think that there's a lot of sort of how do I say it? It helped me appreciate just the simple, boring things in my life. And right now my life is pretty sort of straightforward, boring, nothing interesting. But with this concept, it inspired me to look elsewhere to find things to do. So there's something there. Another thing about it is that starting this thing, I wasn't also, I was kind of, I used to record videos and edit them and all that stuff, and that was mostly just like gaming videos. So I used to record Rainbow Six Siege, and I used to, like a long time ago, I used to do like CSGO and TF2 and all this stuff. And this was maybe like 10 years ago at this point, in Growtopia, if anyone remembers that. So I used to make those videos, and now that's what 10 years ago, and I did it for maybe like 3 or 4 years after that. And then once COVID hit and I went into college and everything, I didn't find the time. I wasn't interested in doing computer gaming and anything like that. So I feel like doing these videos every day and eventually sort of getting the motivation to be a little more involved in editing them and all that stuff kind of reignited my passion for video editing and creation and all this stuff. It's definitely, I guess nowadays it's not too unique, but it's definitely a skill that requires a lot of sort of creativity, and you're able to basically find any sort of research that you want online and through these programs and everything. So with video editing, it's kind of like the creativity is the only limit that you have. Sorry, I wanted to record here because the sun is kind of giving a nice light here, but now it's getting pretty bright. So yeah, that's kind of my closing thoughts about this. I'll record a little bit more today, see what else there is going on. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything interesting per se, but we'll see. And yeah, in going forward in the future, I've mentioned this before, but I do want to continue just recording videos, and it wouldn't be posting them every day, because it is a little bit of a burden to just always have something to record. And then sometimes I just pass out on my bed, not really pass out, but just fall asleep on my bed because I'm tired and I still need to get a video out, so I'm rushing to get that stuff out. But I still want to sort of record videos about anything interesting or whatever that I want to talk about that goes on in my life. And going into December, there'll be some interesting things, I'm sure of it. And yeah, we'll go from there. Will I do this again? Probably. Not anytime soon, but I'll give it like another half year, maybe during the summer, because with this past month, we've already covered like all that there is to see in Illinois winter. You know, we had 2 times, it snowed 2 times. The snow is still here. It was pretty heavy. And yeah, maybe sometime in the summer when the days are longer and there's more things to do outdoors, that'd be interesting. But yeah, I'm just working on some other stuff, some application, professional stuff. You know, one thing as well is about the Instagram stuff is that, yeah, I deleted Instagram and I don't use TikTok, and I really don't touch it that often, so I just have it there, but I really don't use it. And then the thing is, you know, I'm still on my phone kind of just looking for things to do, and today it's mostly been like ESPN. I've just been on ESPN kind of looking at stats and football and basketball, whatever's going on. So I feel like it's kind of just the impulse of grabbing the phone and looking at stuff that's the issue, and it'll take some time to get rid of it, but Instagram is obviously the biggest one and the first step to getting sort of rid of this habit. I guess, yeah, that's another thing about the videos every day, is that I can kind of look back and see what was going on during this time. I think that's true for any sort of photo, video, any documentation that I have. It's just good to, I'm always a nostalgic person. I like to look back and see what I was doing and what was going on during this time. And I think having these videos is always a good representation. I don't take too many videos, so doing this challenge was something, it was memorable for sure. All right, I'm gonna end today's video and this series by kind of just going back and talking about some of the stuff that went on. I'm looking at the videos that I posted, and it's kind of crazy to think about all the things that happened in November, right? From the beginning, which was the World Series. It feels like ages ago now, even though it was literally at the start of this month that the Dodgers won. And from then on, it did some other stuff. Let me take a look here, just make sure I'm not missing anything. So yeah, Dodgers won. You know, going on Facebook Marketplace, actually just ranting about it, really. I got in a car accident, so that's probably the downside, the negative of this whole month, but it is what it is. It snowed 9 days into November, and then I also got a haircut, which also seems like it was a while ago, but no, it was like 3 weeks ago. I did some walking, a lot of walking, really. Went to Five Nights at Popeyes to get the 5 Nights at Freddy's meal. Talked about anime for some reason. Went to the cat shelter, played some games, met with some friends. Thanksgiving, snow day part 2. Here we are today. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy to think about all that can happen within a month. And I think that when you go about your day not really caring about what happens each day, you will forget what happens on each day. And I think just having some sort of video evidence, some sort of video documentation of what you did that day is always a good thing, and it helps me kind of stay on track and reminisce of what I did and like just remind myself of the colorfulness, I guess, of living in life and all that stuff. So not to get too sentimental, but it was a good experiment, and I'll definitely do it in the future again. But I do like creating these videos, and I'm gonna continue to do them just for my own record, if not just for my own sake and just for my own benefit. because, again, these videos are not meant to be widespread and super popular, but I feel like it's a personal sort of mission for myself to create something and to remember myself in some way. So yeah, that's gonna be it. See ya in December whenever a video does come out, and yeah, it was fun. All right, goodbye.